All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with some more at The Promised Neverland. I am so ready. It's been a minute since I watched this. Last episode I watched was episode 2. You guys should go check that out before watching this one, of course. But some crazy stuff happened last time on The Promised Neverland. We got our boys and girl, Emma, Norman, and I'm forgetting the name, Ray. Got Emma, Norman, and Ray all ready, all hyped up, all determined to get these kids out of this promised Neverland. I don't know if that's what the place is called, but their whole orphanage, their demonic orphanage with their crazy mom trying to feed all these kids to some demons from another world. Who knows what's going on? I'm only on episode 3. I am clueless to all this, but they got a new mother, a new caretaker, I guess you could say, to fill in or to help out the mom, because the mom is suspicious. The mom knows something is going on. The mom knows that these kids are not completely telling the truth. They know way more than they're letting on. I gotta hand to these kids for like 11 something years old. They are really killing it with this acting game and making it seem like they have no idea what this mom is up to. But without any further ado, let's get into episode 3 of The Promised Neverland. And I can actually watch the opening now, but I will have a separate video for that coming out to you guys very soon. Okay. So I wrote down a lot actually, because they gave us a lot of info for episode 3. This is gonna take a minute. I'm gonna spend a while talking about all this, so sit tight and relax. If you guys are here for the reaction and not the review, this is the review portion of this episode. This is where I go over everything that I wrote down here, and did I write a lot? Okay, so Sister Crone, first and foremost. I wanted to discuss her because she is displaying a very obviously creepy, obviously, you know, sort of just a demented or psychotic attitude. That's obvious, but I want to go over her ulterior motives, because she seems to not care about, you know, the kids or whatever demon overlord she has, or maybe she does care about that, but obviously her main goal beyond just pleasing Isabella is taking her place, becoming the mom. And apparently it seems as though becoming the mom is some sort of achievement. They have this sort of hierarchy system in terms of their positions. So Sister Crone is a lower level. She seems to be like someone that just came out of training, but Isabella recognized that she did very well. And Sister Crone also mentioned that Isabella, the main mom, has some insane like achievements on her in terms of how she's able to maintain the farm and give these kids to these demons or monsters or whatever. And through that, we were able to learn that mom knows that Norman, Ray, and Emma, or she knows that 2 of them, I'm assuming Norman and Emma, she knows now that they know about what's going on. They saw when she was shipping off Connie, she mentioned that they saw the package in the truck, and that Norman and Emma are aware of all this craziness that's happening. So now we know that mom knows, and she suspects them with the 2 highest scores. I was assuming she knew that some kids knew, but she didn't know who was it exactly. But she knows that it was the 2 kids with the highest scores. Or maybe she knows it's the 2 kids with the highest scores, but she doesn't know which ones there are, because there are 3 kids with the highest scores. So they might go through some tactic where, I mean, regardless of what they do, they're going to ship off these 3 kids anyway. So I don't think she's too worried about them knowing, but I'm assuming she's going to be afraid to wait too long, because since these 3 kids are the ones with the highest scores, they're the smartest and the best chance of coming up with an escape plan. If it was any other kid, I don't think she would be as worried about them escaping. But now that she knows it's the 2 kids with the highest scores, she might be more wary of how she handles what they're gonna do, or how she's gonna ship them. So I think she might have to expedite her process in terms of shipping off these kids, because we heard this conversation she had with someone named Grandma. And this grandma lady sounds like she's a bit higher tier than mom herself. So I think I might try to make a tier list on how I think everyone is sort of positioned in terms of the hierarchy that's going on. But for now, what I think at the bottom, of course, are the kids. These kids are being farmed. Then up above are the moms or whatever, the people, the caretakers that are being trained to ship these kids off. So that's high above the kids in terms of this hierarchy list they have. And those people that are trained are surpassed by the actual moms, the main caretakers, which we have here Isabella, and the trainee being Sister Crone. And on top of mom, I feel like this person that she's calling grandma is on top of, or in terms of the list, she has a higher position than mom. So above this grandma, we don't know grandma exactly. We just know that she commended Isabella on her achievements, and she also mentioned some boss. So maybe the demons have a boss that they're worshiping, or they do. They mentioned they had that little demon meeting, and the demons. I'm assuming the demons would be over grandma, and then their boss would be on top. So maybe this boss that they're talking about is the big dog, the main guy, because they're offering their prayers to him. They're referring to this demon as him with a capital H. Maybe he's like their god or something. So that's very interesting. And they mentioned that whoever Isabella is able to, whichever kids with these 3 top highest scores, whichever kids that Isabella is able to offer to them, they're going to give to this boss because they're special, and they're going to give him the best quality merchandise or food or whatever for something called Tefari. And I'm assuming Tefari is some special event or maybe some holiday or something that they're saving all of this, that they're saving the smartest kids for. Because they did mention that there are other farms. I think Grandma mentioned it. I don't know if the demons mentioned it, but Grandma definitely mentioned it. And she mentioned that these other farms weren't providing as quality merchandise as Mom is. So what Norman, Ray, and Emma predicted was correct, that there are other places like this place that they're at, this farm, that's providing kids for these demons. So that's a frightening thought, to think that there are multiple places where there are different moms and different people providing these kids to these demon overlords. I thought this was a contained thing, but apparently it goes way out. Like, it's mind blown, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. And it greatly limits the areas that Norman, Ray, and Emma can take these kids and escape to, because if there are multiple areas, it's going to be even harder to get away from them. So last thing that I want to mention is the kid with glasses and Emma, Norman, and Ray realizing that there is somebody amongst them, the kids, that is keeping eye on them. Because beyond just the tracking devices, the mom needs a surefire way of keeping track of them and making sure she knows who is doing what and what exactly they know. So that's an interesting thing that they're able to bring up and able to figure out, because these kids are 10 times smarter than me and figuring out stuff that I never would have known by myself. So the way this anime is really sort of revealing stuff is very smart, because it seems like they're revealing a lot at first, but it's actually just stuff to lead to more questions. They led to the fact that Mom knows, but how much does she know? They gave just enough to make us wonder what exactly she knows. They give us these hierarchies, but like, what is the order? What do they mean to each other? They let us know that there's someone watching them, but who is it? Is it really the kid with glasses? Is it misdirection? I don't know. A lot to figure out, and we're going to figure out in the next 8 or 9 episodes. It's 12 episodes total, so 9 more episodes. I'm excited. I want to see how this all sort of unfolds. Now this anime is really picking up. Episode 1 had me shook but not interested. Episode 2 had me even more shook and a little intrigued. Now I am interested and hooked in. Now this anime has grabbed me by the collar and said, this is good. So I can't wait to watch more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check the description down below if you want to check my Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, and my Discord, most importantly, for up-to-date notifications on everything that I'm doing, behind the scenes shot of what I do when I make these videos. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out my other reactions, and I'll see you in the next video.